awesome forces at the utterance of a single word.
So I got out of an advanced screening Fandango was having for Shazam last Saturday. This was already on my must-see list anyway. I wanted to do the Amazon Prime early pre-screening for Aquaman, but the closest screening was 40 miles away in Michigan. The good news is that you get my Ryan watches on Shazam early. That and I really want to watch Us again before I even attempt to review it. Don't worry, your spoilers are safe with me. I don't spoil unless I really hate a movie. But I'm just going to say this. Shazam is going to be a smash hit. I sense another billion-dollar movie for Warner Brothers, and I notice a sea change with critical reception. As of this typing, Shazam has a 93% tomato meter score straight out of the gate. To put this in comparison, Captain Marvel sits at 78%. I can't wait for the goalposts to move before Shazam formally drops on April 5th. I already went over the story of Shazam's history in my Captain Marvel review, so to sum it up in a sentence, Shazam is the original Captain Marvel. Yes, it is awesome the original Captain Marvel beat out the modern Captain Marvel on critical reception. There, got that out of the way. So let's get to the actual film. I really love the hell out of this film. Shazam is basically if you took a low or mid-tier MCU film like Ant-Man or Spider-Man Homecoming and gave it weight and depth. In Ant-Man, you never got the sense that Scott Lang was a criminal. He's played by the most likable actor ever, Paul Rudd. In Spider-Man Homecoming, Peter Parker needs to be babysat by an MCU character because Kevin Feige said so. Robert Downey Jr. is getting pretty expensive. We're just gonna have you be Iron Man Jr. now. Shazam comes to us from director David F. Sandberg, who comes from the world of horror with films like Lights Out and more recently Annabelle Creation, aka the good Annabelle movie. Sandberg created a film that feels like a modern version of a Steven Spielberg produced 80s film like Gremlins or Back to the Future. If Stranger Things was an homage to that era, then Shazam is a modern day pastiche of that era. This is one of those films that if this came out when I was a kid, I would have worn the hell out of the VHS tape the same way I did Batman 89, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or Back to the Future. Also, major kudos to the marketing department because David F. Sandberg pulls out some things you won't see in an MCU movie. So let's talk about humor in superhero movies, specifically with the MCU. What the DCEU does extremely well is balancing humor all while having a compelling story. The MCU, on the other hand, is way too overly reliant on humor that at times it will deflate the tension of the scene. This scene in Avengers Infinity War is a prime example of that. New York is being attacked, Bruce Banner witnessed firsthand Thanos killing Loki, and they are standing around delivering focus group approved quips. Let's compare the convenience store scene in Shazam to the sneakers scene in Black Panther. The convenience store scene in Shazam totally works for me because this is a 14-year-old kid, and Zachary Levi delivers the line like he is a 14-year-old kid trying to buy alcohol with a fake ID, complete with a shit-eating grin. You thought this scene was funny in the trailer? Wait till you see it in context. The sneakers scene in Black Panther doesn't work for me because it feels like it was studio mandated. To be fair, it has a great setup, but ends on a shitty punchline that even I Love Lucy would reject.
Guess what I call them? Sneakers.
It's a joke for the sake of a joke, whereas Shazam's convenience store scene feels completely natural. But what makes Shazam great is that not only is this film genuinely funny, but how it in no way feels like a cynical product. The film lives up to Shazam's nickname of the Big Red Cheese, all while not being afraid to explore complex subjects. You could tell there was passion behind this film. I haven't had this much fun at a superhero movie since I saw Guardians of the Galaxy. So let's talk about this cast. I have no idea what this show's about. I'm 34. I don't watch the Disney Channel. But whoever casted Asher Angel from this Andy Mack show needs to be praised. This kid is gonna go places. He is giving Tom Holland a run for his money in his first major movie role. As Billy Batson, Angel delivers a top-notch performance capturing the sincerity and cockiness of this character. He's a bit of a prick, but you absolutely get why he is. Which segs to Zachary Levi as Shazam himself. This is such a letter-perfect casting choice. When it was announced, I got behind it immediately. It's also a pretty baller power move for Warner Brothers to intercept him from the Thor movies where his talents were totally wasted. His Shazam lives up to the nickname of the Big Red Cheese. But yet, he is surprisingly badass in the role. But what I love the most about Shazam is that it focuses on the importance of family. I loved every member of this Foster family. Jack Dylan Grazer of It 2017 is a fantastic Freddie Freeman, his foster brother obsessed with superheroes who helps Billy Batson channel his powers. Marta Milans and Cooper Andrews are both great as the foster parents. Cooper Andrews delivers some great dad jokes that are genuinely funny. But the MVP of this film that isn't Billy Batson or Shazam is Faith Herman as Darla Dudley. She takes what could have been an annoying character with the wrong child actress and turns it into something wonderful. I've given this a lot of thought. There is an exact reason why you cast Mark Strong as a villain. It's because he is so goddamn great at it. The more I think about it, the more I love Savannah as a villain. To describe Savannah, it's like if you took Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin from Daredevil and put him into Spider-Man Homecoming. You have this villain who belongs in something more R-rated, and he is playing this role like he is in Kick-Ass. Mark Strong absolutely kills it in this role. Okay, I'm going to make this quick because I got carpal tunnel editing photos and videos. Go see this movie. Shazam is officially my second favorite DCEU movie, right behind Wonder Woman. Everything about this film works for me so well. What is it about horror movie filmmakers and how they can make such great superhero movies? First was Sam Raimi in Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, then Scott Derrickson with Doctor Strange, then James Wan with Aquaman, then James Gunn with Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, and Guillermo del Toro with both Blade 2 and Hellboy 1 and 2 as well. Now David F. Sandberg with Shazam. Honestly, the only flaw I have with this film is wonky CGI, but that can be forgiven because this was a medium-budget superhero movie. Shazam definitely gets a 4.5 out of 5. Be sure to like, comment, follow me on all my socials at New Realms Media. Until then, get that Gucci breakfast.